The team I am very excited to see draft tonight, and I do think that this will set the tone for the rest of the season going forward, are the Green Bay Packers. I am fascinated to see what they do because if you remember last year, the Packers in 2019 go to the NFC title game in Matt LaFleur's first year there. Aaron Rodgers has a decent bounce back year. They get blown out by the 49ers. And you look, okay, there's two significant weaknesses this team has: run defense, wide receiver. They had, obviously, Devontae Adams, a great receiver, one of the best in the league. But they needed to get him some help. They needed a consistent secondary receiver. They had Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They had Equinemi St. Brown. Those guys weren't consistent enough to step up in a big playoff game like the NFC title game. So I thought, okay, Packers one or two pieces away from a Super Bowl team. They'll for sure do that this year. And as you know, as you remember, they instead, in the first round, traded up to draft a quarterback, Jordan Love. Despite having a team that went to the NFC title game just a few short months before, they decided it is time to start looking at the future. And that future is at quarterback. With Aaron Rodgers getting up there in age, we think it's best for us to go quarterback and start thinking about the future. Then in the second round, they drafted a running back, A.J. Dillon. Why is that significant? Well, you can make the argument running back and quarterback were the two most solid positions on the Packers. Maybe offensive line in there as well if you want to put them ahead of running back. But they had Aaron Jones, stud running back. You had Aaron Rodgers, stud quarterback. You didn't need, if you're the Packers trying to win a Super Bowl in 2020, a quarterback or a running back. Packers did both. And as we know, despite that, Aaron Rodgers wins an MVP. They come short in the playoffs again. To me, they could have used a consistent second receiver. To me, they could have used a draft pick that actually was on the field who could have made an impact in the NFC title game at home, despite losing to the Buccaneers. So I am fascinated now when you look at the Packers coming off of a second consecutive NFC title game appearance, coming off of a season to where Aaron Rodgers won the MVP, which I didn't expect. I don't know if even Aaron Rodgers expected it. Packers sure as hell didn't expect that. Now they got a decision to make. Are we going to continue to build for the future in Jordan Love? Whether it's defense, whether it's offensive line, are we going to get a piece that maybe could develop and be here when Jordan Love is a quarterback? Or are we going to draft a player that can win right now, that can start right now, and maybe be the difference for us and finally give us a chance to get over the hump and get back to the Super Bowl and maybe get Aaron Rodgers his second ring? Because when you look at the way the Packers have been operating this offseason, and Aaron Rodgers' contract is a perfect example of this, the Packers are tight up against the salary cap. They don't have much wiggle room if they want to add players to their team. So one way to do so is restructure contracts. What does that mean? You restructure a contract so you put more money up front now and you spread out money, you take a pay cut now, but you spread out the money over the final years of the contract. So if Aaron Rodgers is here, I believe he has 3 more years on his deal, you take a significant amount of money, take it away from him now, and you spread it out over the next 3 years. So that way you have financial flexibility to sign players now in a shorter or I should say in a year where the salary cap is less than normal, right? Went down. Instead, because what happens when you spread the money out, the dead money basically adds up. So now if they were to cut Aaron Rodgers after this year or trade Aaron Rodgers after this year, he is still on their books, right? There is still some salary on the books that counts for Aaron Rodgers even though he's not on the roster. So the Packers right now have to figure out what the hell they want to do. They have not restructured Aaron Rodgers' deal, which to me signals the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone after this year. I think this is a 2021 for both sides. I think it makes sense for Aaron Rodgers to leave after this year. I think it makes sense for the Packers to move on after this year. You got to see what you have in Jordan Love. And I think for Aaron Rodgers, you want to be, with how good you've been, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, right? No doubt about that. I think it's fair to say. He's been one of the best quarterbacks, talent-wise, we've ever seen in the NFL, especially in my lifetime being 26 years old. When you are that good, you don't want to kind of be jerked around by your team. If you want to win a Super Bowl, why stick around for a team that can't even commit to you? They can't commit. They don't want to restructure your deal because they don't want to commit long-term and have you here longer than maybe they want. They want to have you out on their timeline. To me, Aaron Rodgers is great enough to where he determines when he wants to leave.